Well, there needs to be trust. Is the other thing. Trust. I'm telling you to do this thing, and you're like, why? Like, you have to trust me.
Exactly, in my experience, on both sides of the mic, as it were, a good actor is something. A good actor is a person who can, in order to get that character to come out and breathe life into them, it's such a fine line between performing and psychosis. You have to really, you can't let yourself be so consumed by a character that you're no longer you, because then you're not a performer anymore. You're a crazy person. And you can't control the performance that way. And so an actor is someone who knows how to give the reins over to a director, so that like a beautiful wild animal that's gorgeous, but a little dangerous. If you're going to bring it in the house, it needs a leash. And that's the relationship a director and an actor have to the character they're trying to bring to life. But yes, I absolutely agree with Chris. It is always at the end of the day, a good actor is one who does what the director asks of them to do. So it's our fault if their performance stinks.
I love the fact that we can ask an actor to do something, and this is with most actors. Josh, Lucy Christian, my brother, Monica Grelle. I know you've got people in LA, Bill Rogers,
Or in New York.
That's what I said. You've got people in New York, Bill Rogers, Jamie McGonigal.
Sure.
And a ton of other actors that, as a director, you ask them to do something. It's like this one. I can ask him to do something, and Josh will give me that. And so much more stuff that I didn't expect, stuff that I'm like, oh my God, I never thought about that. Wow, yes, let's keep going. That's where the collaboration comes in. So.
Thank you.
Questions?
Sometimes don't the Japanese creators have some say in the casting choices too?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do sometimes. Funimation, I'm not sure what the 4 Kids does, but the original manga artist actually approved the Straw Hat cast.
Oh, of One Piece, right?
Yeah.
Talking about One Piece.
Yeah, that's can I jump in real quick on something with the 4 Kids stuff of One Piece? And I can say something that people associated with 4 Kids can't, because I know this.
Okay.
4 Kids got ripped to shreds because of their dub for One Piece.
What?
Unjustly.
Wow.
Most of the changes that the fans complained about in the 4 Kids dub of One Piece were insisted on by the Japanese creators, because it was absolutely important that that show get on television.
Yeah.
And 4 Kids...
Well, see, no, I say this stuff all the time.
Well, no,
yeah,
but 4 Kids did for a long time out of respect for the Japanese. And 4 Kids took a lot of really horrible credibility hits trying to be nice.
The script for that would be like a page. You'd have like one line on a page, and the rest is going to fill up with notes as to why you have to say this like this. It comes down to they wanted to get it on TV, right? They wanted to get it, like 4 Kids' business model, is mostly shows for kids that they can then sell stuff on. It's a merchandising business model,
right? And
it seriously kicked unbelievable ass in its day, and some of the stuff still is doing well. Yu-Gi-Oh! Still does well. Yeah. I mean, and for years when they were doing Pokemon, I mean, that's the reason that all of the anime that we work on is here in this country, because they made Pokemon such a success. So the thing is, when you do One Piece, you've got characters who smoke, you have characters who drink alcohol, you have guns, you have a lot of like bloody violence. You cannot show that during what is considered children's programming hours. The government, the FCC, lays that out there. So the Japanese people knowing that, saying that this won't be allowed to be aired on national network TV on a Saturday morning, you have to change these things. No company is going to spend all the money to change stuff like that if they don't have to, but they had to. Now, to me, because like I said, I was in like pretty much every episode of One Piece over there. And the thing is, to me, the question is, because did it hurt the show? Yeah, I think it did. But the question is, like, not why did you change these things? I know why they changed them. The question is, was it a good idea to put the show on Saturday morning to begin with? You could have, if you could put it on Adult Swim, man, you could play up a lot of the adult stuff, especially these broad character types. It would have been freaking hilarious. But your viewers, you would have had maybe 20% of the people watching it. You know, the top-rated show on Adult Swim, you know, I don't know, what, pulls in maybe 400,000 viewers, whereas on a Saturday morning, one of your top shows will have anywhere from maybe 5 to 8 or 9 million people watching it. You know, you're not going to have...
It's going to sell more toys.
Yeah, you're not going to have the mass market merchandising with the nighttime stuff that you are going to with the daytime stuff. So, like, that's why they made those decisions.
Yeah, I just when the subject of 4 Kids Club and One Piece comes up, I just always feel a need, because I know that they've gotten a bad rap for so long for it, and I know that it was not technically their fault.
Yeah.
And he had his hand up.
I was thinking, like, what's the process like of going, like, previewing the material to your actors? When you direct, like, you show, like, how much of the clips do you show?
I show the line that they work. Sometimes I'll show a whole scene if there's a lot of content in the scene that they need to know. I'll show a whole scene, but then before we do a line, I go back and I let them watch that line so they can get a sense of the sync and get a sense of where the pauses are going to get. And a good writer will let you know where those pauses are going to be and stuff like that.
Do you go further ahead, or just, like, further ahead, like, let them see the whole series first, or?
No, there's not enough time.
Yeah, there's no rehearsal.
Yeah. You've got to remember, studio recording time basically costs a studio about $800 an hour. Yeah. So you don't have time to sit an actor down and let them watch the whole series. I have on one occasion with a newer actor, sat them down at the beginning and we watched the whole first episode. But that was for a brand new voice actress who was thrown into a lead role. So you know exactly what show it was. Oh, it was Xenosaga. Stephanie Whittles was a brand new voice actress, and I'm like, look, you have to carry this show. And she watched the whole first episode. Then we went and she kicked major butt. Yeah, she rocked. Yes.
American, like from 70s entertainment or something like that. Has anybody put that into video?
American manga?
Yeah, you know, like stuff that was actually American writers that wrote manga in a Japanese type of, like 70s entertainment.
I don't know that anybody's animated it.
Yeah, that's what I'm questioning.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Is there any reason why?
Because people think it won't sell. That's why. Because it's really expensive and time-consuming to animate stuff. So, you know, it's all money, man. This is a business, you know. So, it's I guess considered a bad risk. I don't know.
I have a question. It seems like you only record one actor or actress at a time. Is there ever a chance where you can get like all of the actors together so that they can actually feed off of each other's energy?
Well, I'll tell you just real quick from my thing, because I know these guys have different experiences with. But yeah, one actor at a time is generally the way it's done when you're matching picture doing ADR. I worked on a bunch of, you know, cartoons and anime and stuff that's pre-laid, which means you record the actors first and then they animate to you. And when you do that, you know, you'll have, not necessarily the whole cast, but you'll have groups like when we did Ninja Turtles, the Turtles would all record together, and if it was like a big Jammerhead episode, like if I was the main bad guy, then maybe I would be in with them too. But, you know, but it's, for that, you know, you'll record in groups, you know, it helps with the chemistry and everything, but the thing is, the people who get this work as actors and do a lot of this, these are the people who can create chemistry out of nothing. Because if you're the first person to record, there's nothing in there with you, and you have to create this chemistry. And that's the thing, is that is a particular, I guess, sort of acting skill that the people who get this kind of work can do. So, I know, and these guys will probably tell you about that, there have been experiments with group records with ADR. That's how they do it in Japan. For a lot of things, they actually, they actually dub in Japanese, because the thing is animated, and the actors will go in there, and you'll see it. There'll be like 3 mics up front, right? And a line of actors sitting there with their seats, and when their line comes up, it's like they walk up, they blah, 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 and they sit down, and they walk up, blah, 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 and they sit down. And what's interesting about that is, it doesn't have this, we're all acting together chemistry feel. It has like the one line at a time feel, because they're so focused on what's going on, but they do it in groups. And the reason there is production in Japan is even way more expensive.